Hello and welcome to SideQuest episode number 79. We are not live this time because there was some DCP hiccups.
No, you've ruined the illusion. We are live. But you're watching the video, so you'll never
Why
even know.
didn't you tune in live? We were waiting for you.
Why didn't you know what,
What
right?
happened?
We did a massive giveaway live. We gave somebody £100,000 if you tuned in, and nobody tuned in.
Nobody
So we just kept to ourselves.
I guess we're splitting.
We're just giving away houses. Like, people just like, I don't want to be here. I was like, all right, cool. We're giving away PlayStation 5s.
Damn,
Xbox Series
PS5s?
Even
Now
the
we're
PS6,
serious.
And people were just
Oh
like,
my God.
Like,
Eric, did you hear about that game? I guess is a UK retailer that got like a bunch of PS5s in stock, and like there was a Twitter account that was a bunch of resellers that said they got like 1,000 of them or something.
Holy crap!
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that someone was trying to tell Game about it. They were like, "This person is a reseller," and then Game blocked the person just telling them about the reseller instead of. It's like,
oh my
he's
god!
Trying to help you, but I guess it's one of those weird things, right? Like I hate resellers, but I guess for Game they're just like, well, we've got the sale, so we don't really care. Like, they're just like, you'd like to think they care about the consumer, but they're just like, well, we just sold 1,000 PS5s.
It's dollars and cents for them, right?
That's such a short-term approach, though. I feel like that's the kind of stuff that got GameStop in trouble, which also has an interesting story this week. But like not like just being concerned with the bottom line and not being concerned with how you appear to your customers. Like, yeah, you're going to make short-term gains, but over time, people are going to be more likely to spend their money at places they feel that makes them feel more comfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in the UK, they already have like that reputation anyway. Like, those people they'll often be like, "Oh, I don't have to pre-order from Game. Like, why does Game always get these deals?" So it's like, it's not exactly the go-to place, but
no. Right. Does it have a similar like in America? GameStop is kind of looked on as like I'm glad there's a GameStop in my town because at least there's a place to buy video games. But it's like. When you walk in there, they're like harassing you to buy, warranties for video games, and they're like add-ons, and they don't treat their employees very well. A lot of times the employees are awesome inside the store, but you hear all these awful stories about how they treat their employees.
It's the Starbucks of gaming. It's like, well, if I have to, at least there's one around the corner that I can go to. Yeah.
And there's very few like privately owned game stores anymore, at least in my area.
I miss them.
Yeah. Like most of them, if they are privately owned, they mainly will focus on old games, like retro video games, which is awesome. It's like really fun to walk into a store like that that's just filled with retro stuff.
Yeah.
But if you're concerned with new PS5 games or Xbox Series X games, like you have the option of ordering it off the internet, going to Best Buy, or going to GameStop around me. And none of those are awesome options. My Best Buy looks like it looks like it's having a going out of sale right now. Yeah, it's like you walk in there and it's empty. Not that I walk in there often, but like on a couple of occasions over the last few months, I've had to go in to get something real fast. And like you look at the game shelves and they're bare. It's like they're not even stocking them because most people who are buying stuff right now are just ordering online or ordering for pickup in front of the store. So why bother stock the shelves, I suppose?
Did you see the thing like Cyberpunk had, what was it, 80% was digital sales?
That makes sense, especially now. I mean, this pandemic could be the nail in the coffin for physical sales, right?
It's a shame because it's like I definitely, I mean, I am someone that buys so much stuff online, and back in the day, like I would go to game shops more because before I was like, used to create content, or before I used to just like be like on the internet all the time, I'd go into a game store and like look at the back of a box and be like, these screenshots look kind of cool, I'll buy it. But I do kind of miss that, like you were saying, sort of like the independent game stores. There used to be one near me that I always used to go to with friends because they were kind of a mixture. They were the front side actually sold guitars, and then the back of the shop sold retro games, import Japanese games.
Wow.
And even like they even had in the front of the shop, I never bought it, but you remember that GameCube that there was like a big tower that had a second drive beneath it? It was like I can't remember what it's called. It was like a special version of the GameCube, but it was like
it that Panasonic Cube thing?
Maybe it was.
Was it silver?
Yeah, it was silver. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name of it.
Yeah, they had that in the window, and I always saw it. I was like, but I used to go there to get things like. Do you guys ever? I mean, I know it's like more sort of anime focused, but did you guys ever play on the DS like Jump Superstars and Jump Ultimate Stars?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
They were. I mean, it was quite niche. It was Japanese only. It was basically like it was the ultimate fighting game because obviously in Japan they had all the IPs for them. So it was just like all things like Naruto and Bleach and One Piece and all these obscure Japanese mangas. But it was a fighting game where you kind of create your own little panels on the DS screen. And I used to import that from that store, and it was just it was so good. It's so good. But it's gone now. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's cool to have a place like that too that's filled with knowledgeable employees who are passionate about the stuff, because like sometimes it's nice to have a conversation with somebody who knows what the hell they're talking about, as not to like dismiss the knowledge of people at Best Buy, but at Best Buy they have to be knowledgeable about a whole department worth of stuff, whereas the people who run a store that imports video games probably know quite a bit about that specific thing.
Like I said, more niche.
Yeah. Like you're more likely to find buying a guitar at a guitar store, you're more likely to find somebody who knows about guitars than if you buy a guitar off the shelf at Best Buy, which they used to sell. I don't know if they still do, but
I remember that.
Buy guitars at Best Buy.
I remember being like, a guitar? I guess. If you're in a bind, you need to find a gift.
When, about kind of like people having the knowledge. It reminds me when I was younger and I bought a copy of Smash Brothers for N64. When I had it had like obviously a completed save on it, and I wanted to like do it myself, but that didn't Smash didn't conventionally have like a save on it, so I couldn't remember like how to delete the save, because it wasn't like you just go to the save menu and delete it, and I had to phone up the game store. It was a really obscure thing, like just like hold this button, press this, and then press the power button. I'm like, cool, thanks. And they knew that. Whereas obviously you go to a regular game store, there's like I don't know, phone support.
Yeah, right. Well, also a lot of that stuff now is just like a Google away, and I feel like that has affected the niche knowledge department as well. When most of those questions are just a Google away with a Reddit post that tells you what's going on.
Sometimes you don't know what to Google though. Like you're so knowledgeable, or you're so stupid about a topic that you don't even know where to start. So like that's what I think YouTube is really good at, that because they can somebody could just talk to you and introduce you to a topic, and then like if they make 6 videos about like I don't know how to hook up your American consoles using SCART to get awesome video, like you can learn like this topic that you had no idea this world even existed over the course of something like that. And a conversation is much better than trying to Google something that you don't know about, because you can really get yourself into trouble too. Like you can get into some advanced stuff without having the kind of the middle knowledge, and like all of a sudden you're doing stuff that can basically like end up hurting whatever you're working on.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
did you guys know that this month is the 20th anniversary of podcasting?
Is it really?
What?
Yeah. So apparently the podcast, like the first podcast was put up, and like if you define podcast by somebody talking, and uploading an MP3 and having it like linked to an RSS feed, it was 20 years ago. Like this month.
Crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Wow.
2001. What were you doing in 2001? Were you listening to podcasts in 2001? I wasn't.
I think I was downloading music on Napster.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my gosh. And then using Winamp with custom skins to play.
Oh yeah, I definitely had a Winamp library, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Guys, we should talk about a game that came out last week that I think all of us have played.
Yeah. My feelings are so mixed on this. Hitman 3 came out last week, and I love this series. I got to tell you guys, though, my experience with Hitman 3 has not been the best.
Okay, what platform did you play it on also?
I'm playing on the PS5. Sorry,
okay,
PS5. And I wish I hadn't. I wish I had bought it for any other platform, because if I'd bought it for PC, I would have been able to import my Hitman 1 and Hitman 2 levels, which they announced like right at the last minute, and I had already bought the PS5 version. If I had known that, I would be able to do that, because initially there was a controversy that you wouldn't be able to do it because originally I had bought it on Steam, and Hitman 3 is coming out on Epic Game Store, so they wouldn't be able to import your stuff. But then at the last minute, they said you could, but I had already bought it on PS5. So I just kept it on PS5. And the Xbox Series X version actually runs at native 4K, which the PS5 version does not. And this is actually kind of notable for Xbox, because this is kind of the first time a multi-platform game has come out looking better on
Yeah.
what should be more powerful hardware based on the stats.
With that said, though, it is 1800p, so it's not like they're checkerboarding or running at a, like 1440 or something like that. It's 1800p versus 2160, so not a massive difference, but there's definitely a difference right there. And also,
it's just nice to see Xbox get a win.
Yeah, no, it's true. It is nice. Of course, then you got like Xbox people being like, Sony already sucking, huh? Wow.
Hey, that's because the Xbox guys got no games. Man. I'm joking. Don't be angry. And don't be.
I still need to get a Series X personally. I'm still looking for one.
No, you don't. You don't need
to. No rush.
Later this year, buy it when Halo comes out and get the Halo bundle because there'll probably be a Halo themed Series X. Let's be honest.
That's a good idea. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Also, it's impossible to get anyway. So
yeah, right?
Just like everything else.
Yeah.
So the first level, this is a Hitman game through and through, right? Not a whole lot has changed. If you played Hitman 1 or 2, or like the 2016 version of Hitman 1 or Hitman 2, like you're going to be very familiar here. There's not a lot that's changed. They've added some new weapons. They added this camera that allows you to kind of like remotely hack some objects, mostly gimmicky. But it feels like the same Hitman, right? It's like, it looks a little nicer. It feels the same. And there's a couple new items that you can interact with. Basically, you're just getting 6 brand new levels. 2 of which I don't think are very good.
Yeah, which one? Well, okay. Are we spoiling here?
Yeah, I'm going to spoil a little bit. I don't want to spoil like the plot or anything like that. The game's brand new.
I feel like it's okay. I mean, I know it's brand new, but it's only 6 missions. Like,
let's
be honest.
It is only 6 missions, yeah.
And I'll also say that, I mean, I know everyone plays games for different reasons, but I don't really feel like you play Hitman solely for the story.
No, I think the story, like, the story is what you do like on your first playthrough, and then what you really do is you do all the elusive missions and the hidden targets that they put out over time, and that's really the meat and potatoes of Hitman. I think a lot of people probably just play through the story and then move on to the next game, and that's going to be the bulk of my complaint here because I haven't gotten to that meat and potatoes yet. I just finished the story so far. In fact, I just played the last mission today.
Oh, okay.
But the first mission was great. Like, I'm back in Hitman. It's got a cool opening where you kind of you come in on a parachute, you land on this like big kind of Burj Khalifa type tower in Dubai, and it's just regular old Hitman. You're kind of prodding the edges of what you can do until you kind of find how you're exactly going to assassinate somebody, and it just feels like Hitman. The second level, however, I think it's called Dartmoor,
and it
takes
mansion?
place. Yeah, it's a big mansion. It takes place in, I don't know, Scotland or somewhere in the UK.
Yeah.
And it's the worst story mission I've ever played in Hitman. Like, I was streaming this at the time, and I was having a great time in the first mission. We were getting into some hijinks. I was drinking some beers. The second mission comes along, and all of a sudden, they tried to turn Hitman into like this like murder mystery where this family, there's been a murder in this family, and now I've got to be a detective and go around and search like a bedroom of a dead guy, and like if I don't look at exactly the right spot, I could miss a clue. If I don't find the clues, I'm not going to get the right like conversations to open up, and it was just like so fucking tedious. And not at all what I want out of Hitman.
I think the clues were bugged because I was pretty sure I got all the clues, and it still said 5 out of 6 and like 3 out of 4 and stuff. And I was like, I
was able to get all the clues, but it wouldn't surprise me if you had some bugs, because I had some major bugs, progress stopping bugs in this game, which I was really disappointed about. In fact, I was never able to finish the 5th mission at all. The 5th mission, I don't need to explain the 5th mission, but basically you do your targets, you kill your people, and then the only exit that would open for me, and I've heard that there's other exits that could be in that mission, is that you have to go and talk to a woman, like on a dance floor. But I would talk to her, she would outstretch her hand so I could dance with her, and then nothing. I couldn't get any interaction to happen. There's no way to exit out of the level.
Yeah, no, you had to go dance with Diana, right?
Yeah, couldn't dance with her. She would outstretch her arm. and no button prompts. So the only way I was able to play the last level was to actually just not see any of those cutscenes, which I assume were very important because some major shit happens. Like all of a sudden you wake up in a really different spot.
Definitely. There was definitely some stuff.
Ultimately, I love that level though. There's so much to do on that level. That level, the 5th level, takes place.
The vineyard, right?
There's like a vineyard and a huge party happening, and you've got like kind of two targets, plus you have to take out one of the targets while protecting like somebody else who's very close to you. And I loved all the ways that you could take out the targets. I thought it was some of the most inventive stuff I've ever seen in a Hitman game. Like you could do some really cool stuff. It was a huge area to explore as well. And I can't wait to go back into it because I haven't done any of the house stuff. Like I basically did all my assassinations in the vineyard and in the winemaking factory.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. And the winemaking. Let me tell you a story about how I killed somebody. This is a little bit spoilery.
I think it's fine. I think we should exchange some of how we complete these missions.
So this real douchebag who owns this vineyard, right? Well, actually, his wife's family owns the vineyard, and now he just runs it in this tyrannical fashion, right? And he's one of those blustery bastards who likes to yell at his employees and makes everybody feel like the way he's going to make himself feel good is by making everybody else feel bad. One of these assholes, right? So you don't feel bad about killing him at all. So the way I wanted to kill him was in the most public and embarrassing way possible. And what I figured out was that there's a way to make the wine, the huge barrels of wine where they're being manufactured, overflow onto the floor of the factory.
Okay.
And then there was also one of those plugs that you could kind of like do the plug and make it electrocute anybody who got near it, right? So, I make the thing explode. There's wine all over the factory floor. He comes down, he's yelling at everybody, and I'm by the switch like turn on the electricity, but I'm like, wait a minute, I'm gonna kill like 30 people here if I turn this switch on. I can't do it. Like these people are good people. Like they just work at a vineyard. Like they're making something that I personally enjoy. I don't want to kill I don't want to make this big hit to the winemaking community. So somehow, like I just had to like figure out, all right, can I get this guy alone on the floor and not have all the workers and the security guards on the floor with him getting electrocuted? I don't want to do that. So I had to figure that out. And in the meantime, I froze some people to death. That's a side story. And what I figured out is all I had to do was just wait a little bit and he would send everybody away and I could hit the button, electrocute him, and get away scot-free. It was awesome. It was like, that's the kind of thing I love about Hitman is I hate stealth games, but Hitman for some reason really just gets me.
I actually saw that side mission about how you can bust the wine making stuff and all that and have him come out. And I ended up skipping that one. I went and did the sommelier, or however you pronounce it. Right, sommelier.
Yeah, sommelier.
Sommelier. There it is. I did that mission instead, and I got a very different way to murder that guy.
Yeah,
very different.
Was there high pressure involved?
Well, what happened? So this is very spoilery, but like what ended up happening was, so you have the two targets. You got the woman and the Yates guy, the owner, and you get you become the wine dude.
Sommelier.
You become that guy, and you have to serve like the most premier bottle of wine to this group that's having the discussion about Providence and all that. So you go into this room, and both the targets are there, and Diana's there, who you're not supposed to kill, right? And so you serve the wine, and then one of the bodyguards shoots the woman. So you don't even assassinate her. She gets assassinated by Yates's like henchman. I was like, what? I can't believe this is happening. And then they punch Diana. So again, this is major spoilers right here. They punch Diana and she's on the ground, and like I'm watching this, I'm like, holy crap, this is very different. Like this is happening right in front of me. And then they take her away, and then like a thing comes up that says 10 minutes to reach Diana before she dies. So you run through the vineyard, have to go all the way up to the top tower or the top like room type of area, and then you take out everybody there, and then she's like, I've been waiting for you, what took you so long type of thing, whatever. And then Yates shows up. Oh, by the way, you're like dressed as one of the bodyguards also, or at least I was. Yates shows up and is like, here we are, I'm gonna kill you, and then she tells Agent 47, wait for the right cue to make things happen. And then she ends up stabbing Yates. Falls on the floor. I shoot the other bodyguard.
Didn't kill anybody.
No, well, no,
okay.
he's still alive. So yeah, she stabs Yates with a knife. I kill the bodyguard that came up with him, and then he looks at me and says, "What are you doing? Shoot her!" And then I shoot him in the head.
What? You guys had the more eventful one. So for me on that mission, right? So I went to the mansion first. I dressed up as Yates's lawyer. Right?
Okay,
I've got these papers for you to tell you about Diana, tell you all these bad things about her. So he's like, oh yeah, present it to me. So bear in mind, there's on the table, there's all the paper, there's a fountain pen sticking up, right? And he's like, let me look at these documents. And I grab his head and go slam on the desk, and the fountain pen goes in his eye. And he's like,
that's a good
amazing.
And then afterwards, I'm running around. I kid you not, I followed Diana and her tail for like a good 20 minutes. I was like, where am I going to find this gap? And then I just found the water dispenser, and Diana was like, huh. That's a hazard lying around there. I was like, oh, she gave me a hint. So I stabbed the water tank, turned the other thing, and then the lady got shocked, and then Diana's luckily standing just away from the puddle. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, Diana's smart. She knows, like,
she's smart.
She knows what's up.
She knows the assassination opportunity, so she stays away from him.
Man,
that level is awesome. The other level I really liked was the Berlin level, where
that was cool.
You
the
have
club,
this outdoor area, like it's a factory, and then there's a rave happening in the factory, and the mission's a little different because there's like 6 people in the factory that you have to kill, but you don't know who they are until you get close enough to kind of suss it out. Yeah, so that one's a lot of fun too. But the last level, which I didn't like, and this is a major spoiler, is it's like a train, and it's just so straightforward. Like you can still approach it with stealth and by sneaking around a lot, but it's just so straightforward that it doesn't have the fun and like the thing I think I like about Hitman, and it's really a stealth game. Like out of many stealth games, like the only stealth game that I really like is kind of the pecking at the edges and trying to figure out like where are all the opportunities, where are all the awesome assassination opportunities, and that's really lacking in that last level. So it's really kind of straightforward, and
I feel like I definitely know what you mean. Like, I feel like the last level, to a degree, it's like it doesn't have a huge amount of replay value in that. Like I almost feel like the last level kind of harkens back to the original Hitman. If you remember the very, very first, not the new Hitman one, but the original Hitman one, it had this mission where obviously like at the very end of it, you return to the lab that you came from. And like you're basically just walking in like a badass, and you just like lay waste to everybody. And like you can do it more stealthily, but the idea is that you're just like, yo, I'm back, and you walk through the doors and you just gun everyone down. So I almost kind of feel like, well, because I did do that final mission stealthily. I did that final mission. I snuck all the way down and just took him out. But I almost feel like because you're there for like that vengeance, I kind of feel like you're supposed to play that train mission just like a badass, pull your guns out and just like shoot everyone you see.
Yeah.
Like, bam, bam,
There's
bam.
no penalty.
It's a corridor, right?
They're not.
Yeah, there are some badass guards though that take like many shots to the head. Like so, if you do go loud, like it can actually be like. Luckily, you get like frag grenades and stuff, so you can take care of it pretty easily.
Yeah, I did. I actually did a mix. Like some parts I stealthed, and other parts I was like, I'm killing these guys. And when I got to that part where they had like a ton of those soldiers, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this different. I stealth that part, and then you get up to the front, and then you de-hitch the train and all that. It's like,
yeah.
So I took out a bunch of agents, but I also like left the big boys. I was like, I'm not messing with you guys.
I wonder what happens because there's the option like de-hitching the train. I believe is optional, right? So I wonder what because like obviously when you walk in, he's like, I guess there's no backup, right? I wonder what happens if you don't de-hitch it.
Yeah,
like,
I wonder.
Will they rush in? So we'll have to find out.
Yeah.
Interesting. So like, I'm a little disappointed in this game, honestly. Like, I'm gonna keep playing it because I really want to play all the like elusive targets and all that kind of stuff. But like, considering this feels like an expansion to Hitman 1, Hitman 2, and considering there's only 6 levels, considering that 2 of those levels, at least from the story missions that I played, I didn't like. In fact, I found like 2 was really bad. Mission 2 I thought was like really annoying and really interesting. It was so slow paced and just slow. Like it did not. You didn't. It almost felt like playing like Myst or something as opposed to playing Hitman.
You didn't have to solve the mystery though. You could have done it like a completely different way.
You can, but you got to somehow find. So one of the problems with that mission is that there is somebody to kill, but there's also something that you have to find, and you can't complete it without finding that thing.
Sure.
So somehow you have to interact with enough people to find that thing, right? And that's, I think, what like the Hitman at its finest for me is like, I start off and I'm, prodding at the edges, and then I kind of, all right, here's how I'm going to approach this, and then halfway through something goes wildly wrong and I've got to think on my feet and like hopefully like still keep it going, but it's like now it feels like it's all falling apart in my hands, and it's just like I just gotta try and keep it together like until I get this assassination and then run out of the building like my ass is on fire with people shooting at me. Like that is a perfect Hitman level to me. And with this one, it's like you couldn't really do that because there was that requirement, like you have to find this piece of paper or you can't escape. And like to me, that's like it's not as much fun as just assassinating people. And I really didn't like the murder mystery stuff. I found it very tedious and boring. And then I just had so many bugs in this one too. Like playing on the PlayStation 5, maybe it's because they had to release this thing on so many different platforms, but like I had several bugs where I just had to restart the game, go back to an earlier save because for whatever reason, like an option was not available to me. And like the worst one was obviously I could not progress in the game after mission 5 because Diana just would not dance with me. So I had to actually, luckily I could just go out. You can select any level you want to. Like you don't have to follow along with the story if you don't want to. But like clearly I missed like a major story beat here because
at the end,
like, it didn't make any sense to me. Like why I was all of a sudden on this train.
Yeah, there was a major reveal at the end right there. Or not reveal, like it made sense that you woke up in a train.
Yeah. So I either have to like start from scratch with the mission and hope I don't get the same bug, or wait for a patch to come out and see if they fix that.
Yeah, I was kind of fortunate because I played on PC, so I don't think I had any bugs. So I was pretty plain sailing for the most part.
Yeah.
I had visual glitches and I had like a couple things where I reloaded a save and like a timer was gone. Like the one where it's the two people that are tech people that you have to take out.
Oh, I like that mission too.
Yeah, that was a fun mission.
Good one.
Yeah. That one, I had a thing where I reloaded when you were supposed to. And maybe you didn't do this part, but like your security clearance was about to be discovered that you weren't the person you were, and you had to hack a PC or a computer. And when I reloaded, the timer went away. So like I had no problem.
I didn't even know there was a timer. You could stay there forever. Like you couldn't stay there forever. Like it took me forever to get out of that building. Was there a timer? Like
when you're going in, when you're going in, there was a timer to get if you went the way I went, you have to have your security clearance checked and then double checked, and then the AI was about to discover you weren't the person, and so you had to have Olivia hack it for you. In there. Yeah, man, I actually really enjoyed like all the levels. For me personally, I thought it was awesome. In fact, I really enjoyed that mansion mission. I thought that was cool. It was interesting to see all the different possibilities upon exploring. In fact, I actually found the guy who I was supposed to talk to start the process of getting that paperwork. I could have gotten that paperwork and without solving the mystery, and then murdered what's her name in a different way. In fact, the way I murdered her was after she knew I was Agent 47. After I right. She guesses it, and then she walked under a chandelier, and I shot the chandelier and killed her that way. And then
really?
That's a classic right there.
I literally just followed her onto the balcony. The door's closed.
She's
got the worst guards. She literally walked in the balcony. Was like, I need some fresh air. So I closed the doors and went push, and then her guards like, all right. Sweet.
Like you're Agent 47, but you can't possibly have done it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I really didn't like the story mission on that, but actually I went back to start doing the elusive targets on that one. And the first elusive target that I'm doing, I haven't finished it yet, but I'm really enjoying it because the mission is you have to complete all the objectives. You have to dress in like a red like hunting jacket, like like you'd see like in those English like chasing the hounds kind of hunting jacket, kind of thing. So you're dressed in that, and you can only kill your targets with a double barrel shotgun, which you don't start with. You got to go find. It's pretty fun. So you're in this bright red jacket. So obviously you got to sneak around. You cannot change your outfit. You have to stay in this. It's a pretty fun one. Like I've been having a good time with it. So it's a lot more sneaky, but when you actually do fire that gun, it is like a big panic because obviously everybody in the mansion can hear you just fired a fucking shotgun.
I think you're right though. I definitely think that because like I did really like that level as well. But although I got some enjoyment out of the mystery thing, I know what you mean. It was definitely the kind of assuming you want to go down that path. It does sort of like force you down a somewhat linear path, which is in a game that's supposed to be quite open. I think the only thing that I found annoying about the mission was basically when I was trying to speak to other people, I couldn't find one of the targets, and it wasn't on the map. And I spent ages running around. I was like, "Where the hell are you?" And in the end, I just discovered a different secret. I broke into the greenhouse and found the poison, and was like, "Oh, okay." And then it completed it for me. So, but I'm excited to revisit that because as a
who did
layout,
you blame it on, by the way?
Cool.
Who did you blame the murder on?
I blamed it on the sister-in-law. Like, what was her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, the sister-in-law, because apparently because according to my version of the story, like the woman who we were there to kill had killed the sister's brother at some point in the past, and then she was trying to poison her, and she was about to go and poison her. I thought the mission was going to take a turn as well, because when she was like, "Oh, I see you're 47," she's like, "I don't suppose I can employ you to go and kill her, can I?" And he's like, "I'm not here for that." I was like, "Ah, I thought you were going to give me a new spin."
That'd have been cool. I ended up pinning it on the butler.
Oh, I thought it was the butler, to be honest.
Yeah. It's always the butler,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like
all of them were dirtbags, so I think you could kill any of them and be pretty happy with yourself.
Exactly.
The whole lot of them.
Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely enjoyed all 6 missions. I will say the last one was the biggest turn. In fact, if you're not really a fan of the Hitman series, or if you're looking for more of a straight up like kind of, gun gaming experience, the last mission is kind of like a here you go, have at it, go kill everyone type of thing,
It feels like the last mission in GoldenEye a little bit, which is on a train and you're kind of like trying to stealthily kill people so you don't like have every guard on the train rush you at the same time.
The Uncharted 2 train mission as well.
Right? Yeah. Overall, I really enjoyed it. Did you guys all right, do you know if they actually updated the graphics for Hitman 1 and 2 missions?
Yes, they did, but like only slightly.
Okay, because I actually
it depends actually, because if you're playing on PS5, like I don't know if you could get Hitman 1 at all, but you can definitely get Hitman 2.
Yes, you can.
You can get Hitman 1 as well.
I bought the Hitman Game of the Year thing because I actually have not played Hitman 1 before. I've only played 2. Yeah, and then obviously I played this. So having finished the story, I was like, I think I want to play the first one now. Go through it. And Memes was watching the whole time too, and she's like, "You should play it. We definitely need to go through this and start playing it."
Yes,
I'll tell you, it's a wonderful couch co-op game. Like even though you can't share the control, like you're not playing 2 controllers, it's a wonderful game to sit on a couch with. Like my wife doesn't like video games, but she loves that game.
Yeah,
because we sit there and we plot out like what all the shit we could do to people.
Yes.
And it's amazing, like how often when you think of something bad to do to somebody, you can do it. Like you can figure out a way to do it.
Yeah, it's really cool. So I bought that and loaded up the first mission, the Paris mission, and it looked really good. And I was like,
yeah,
I wonder how good it looked back then. What 2016? Like if they
had
done a lot of updates.
Yeah. Is the Paris mission the one with the big party?
It is a
like
fashion
show.
Week? Yeah.
Yeah. That's a great mission. That game came out episodically, which was actually like an awesome way for that game to come out, because you got that mission and that was all you got like for, I don't know, a couple of months. So you just kind of plucked away at all the different stuff you could do in it. And then you got the next mission and that was all you got for a couple months. It took like a year for that game to come out episodically.
Interesting.
And I don't think it did great sales wise, but it was a really fun way to play it because you're constantly just like plucking away at it.
I always thought it was quite an interesting concept as well, because I mean, I know, like, obviously, as like a Hitman fan, like, obviously, you're like, I want to play all the missions right now. But in the actual Hitman kind of universe, it kind of makes sense. It's almost like each month you've got your contract. It's like, this month, 47.
Yeah.
This is where you're going. So, like, it was, although it was kind of annoying to wait, it was quite cool to be like, oh, you check back each month and stuff. There's there's some really.
You really get to know the levels too, because you play through the story mission. But then it's like all the other stuff opens up. Like you get your elusive targets. They also have these, like, I can't remember what they're called in the Hitman universe, in the world of assassination, but they put in like limited time events into these games. Like in Hitman 2, they had the one where Sean Bean was in there and you had to assassinate Sean Bean, and he was only in there for like a week or two. And if you didn't kill him when he was in there, then you missed your opportunity. But like, they do that. They'll just put, it's a, they'll put live stuff into that game. It's pretty cool.
So I understand the annoyance and the controversy between, whether or not your saves are going to go forward and whether or not you have access and all that. And like, it is expensive too, because I looked at Hitman 2 Gold is like $100 if I want to play it in Hitman 3. And then the Game of the Year edition for Hitman 1 was $30. So $30 not so bad, but it would have been nice if there was like a $60 you get all of Hitman 1 and 2 into your Hitman 3 experience.
Or like $100 Hitman 3 that just included everything.
Yeah, that would have been really nice.
Moving between the consoles, like now is a time of flux for all the consoles and everything. I was really disappointed that I didn't buy it on PC. I might end up buying it on PC in addition, but then I lose all the progress I already made on the PlayStation. Like because you kind of complete you level up on the levels themselves as you do more stuff, and you unlock cooler things you can do in there, and new outfits and stuff. And that was another thing that drove me nuts is that to unlock anything, you have to be connected online, which I didn't know while I was playing through it the first time. So my progress in the first 2 levels, I got knocked offline on launch day. Didn't realize, I'm like, whatever, I don't need to be online for this game. So when I stopped playing, I realized, none of my progress got saved because I wasn't online. I was in offline mode. Which was a real bummer.
Did it keep on disconnecting for you?
Constantly. Okay. Although not today. I played a little bit more today, and it wasn't doing that. So maybe the servers have kind of calmed down a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so, because it disconnected a lot for me, and I was like, yes, reconnect.
And you don't want to finish it if you're offline, because then you don't get any progress saved.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, overall, I actually really, really enjoyed Hitman 3. I thought it was fun, and I wish there was a package for all 3, so you could have all 18 episodes and just go back to back all the way through, because it's a really great experience now to go through them.
Especially considering you kind of, if you don't realize, if you come into it not really being aware of it, the game almost kind of makes you think you've suddenly got all of it for one, because you start on the home page, it's like, hey, Hitman 1, 2, and 3. I clicked, so I was like, wait, what? And I was like, oh, you have to buy it. It's kind of a bit of a hey.
It's a little cheesy. Yeah, be like, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Also, visually, it looked great too. The ray tracing and all that.
Oh yeah, looks super good.
Yeah,
it's really nice looking, especially I think the Dubai level.
Dubai, that was great.
On that shiny bald head, glorious. The reflections in his dome, love it.
Yeah, I thought
what's the best costume you guys got?
Ooh,
I don't think I really had any silly costumes.
Nothing silly.
Maybe
no, I didn't get any
club security.
In China, I found that a lot of the civilians, like pedestrians in the outside world, were wearing Crocs. So basically, if you weren't Crocs, you were dead meat, because I was trying to get Crocs on Hitman, but you'd kill them and then you couldn't put on their clothes, because a lot of people. So I was really disappointed. I took probably pictures of 5 different people that were wearing Crocs in that game, and Hitman 3 Game of the Year, brought to you by Crocs for sure.
Love it. I didn't actually, because I know some of the previous ones you can kind of get in the chicken suit and stuff. I didn't actually see anything really weird. I think the only I guess I dressed up as the biker guy in the club level, and then I think I just stole the outfit from the weed dealer, but outside of that, nothing really much.
That was the red delivery guy outfit. Yeah, I wore that one too. Yeah, there wasn't crazy ones, were there?
I think in that one I changed so many costumes because the club was broken into so many sectors. I was like, I got this costume. I was like, okay, cool, I'm cool here. I literally crossed a boundary. They're like, oh no, nobody likes you here. It's like, all right, I'm gonna borrow your clothes. Yeah. And then I crossed through the door. It's like, nope, nobody likes you here. It's like, oh my gosh.
I love that level. The Berlin level, I felt because there are so many different people that you had to assassinate, there were so many different ways to do it too. The opportunities were all over the place with that level.
It was
that's probably the level really I want to replay the most now.
It's just really cool going through the club too and hearing the music change. Yeah, they did a really good job. I wanted to actually take the clothes off of one of the DJs and walk around as a DJ, but
that would be good.
I didn't have a chance to, so I didn't do it. But
on that stage, I completely missed because I did that stage and I didn't even realize there was a basement club in that stage, right? I did the whole thing on the top, and I because obviously you kill about 5 guards. I guess they're distributed everywhere. So I did all the stuff. I went into the biker garage and all that stuff like that. And it was only when I was going to leave that I got lost, and I was like, "There's a club down here. There's a completely other club that I missed." I was like,
"What did you think everybody was doing there?"
Well, because when you go through the upper floor, there's the outside dining area, there's the canals, and there's the kind of the milling around area, but I never went down the stairs, and suddenly I was like,
"Where's that dance music coming from?"
Yeah. What is that thumping?
Yes, they need to file a noise complaint with their neighbors. God damn.
In fact, that was the only level where I did actually have a bug because when you defeated enough guards, the rest of them leave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was the last person that I killed was in the biker garage, right? So I come out on top of the crate, so I'm looking down, and then like 5 or 6 people are just beaming out, but they got no animation, so they're standing like this, and they're all just in a line going. That was the only bug that I got, but it was hilarious. They were like, "Quick, we've got to get out!" It's like,
That's hilarious. I had a bunch of visual bugs. I had a lot of people standing in counters, and I had a lot of people folded into each other. Like I'd walk up and be like, "That looks strange," and be like, "Oh, it's 2 people and sharing the same spot. That's why."
Did you play the PS5 as well?
Yes.
Yeah. I had guards that would be like in the same spot.
Okay.
So if you shot one of the guards in the head, he would drop, but the other guy would be like, "What the fuck?"
Oh man.
Yeah, it's buggy. I hope they patch it up and get it fixed.
I'm sure they will.
It'd be nice if they put Hitman 1 and 2 on sale on like every platform just to make it a little more affordable. I know that, obviously IO is independent developer now, so they could probably use the money, but still it feels very expensive if you want to get like the whole package.
Yeah, the fact that Hitman 2 Gold is $100, I was like, come
That's
on.
a lot.
Come on, man. Like that was unfortunate. Did you see the one challenge on the first level in Dubai? It says, with 1 sniper bullet, kill both targets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I looked through the challenges on there. I was like, damn, I haven't attempted that at all. I don't even know where the sniper rifle is, but I was like,
you might have to unlock it by doing other things.
What did you do on that first level?
Yeah,
did you just do the thing where you lost?
What? Say that again.
What did you do on the first level to kill them?
What did I do?
I was a little bit drunk during the first level, to be honest with you, so I don't remember.
Because I did the because it's funny because I did the thing where I rearranged the meetings. They were both in the same room. I locked them in with the shutters. But then I was presented in the room, and I was like, I wanted to drop the chandelier, but couldn't find anywhere to drop it. And then I was like, they're not going to do it. So in the end, they were both sitting on the couch, like talking to each other, expecting a meeting to come in. So I come up and kill one. The other one's like, "What are you doing?" And he's trying to run out, but I've locked the door. So I run up behind him and stab him as well. Like,
That's amazing. I remember I poisoned the dude.
Oh.
Yeah, in his his dwellings or whatever. It's like office. Okay. I poisoned him, and I had to reload a couple times because I kept screwing that up. I'd keep dragging like.
Is there a reload button, or do you have to fire the last shot out of your gun?
Oh yeah, it's R1.
Okay, I couldn't find the reload button. Yeah. Usually it's X.
No, it's R1.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, so I'd have like 2 bullets, and I'd be like, "Shit, I'm about to go kill 4 people." So I'd have to go find a place where I could safely shoot 2 bullets into the wall.
That was hilarious. Oh my god. But I don't remember how I killed the other one in that level.
I know we're getting close on time, but I really want to talk about a game that's coming out tomorrow.
Okay. Sure. Wait.
And I just want to make sure I get the name right.
Before we talk about a different game, before we talk about something that's coming out tomorrow, do you want to talk briefly about the Resident Evil demo?
Yeah, I think it is only a brief conversation because it's hardly even a demo. It's really just like they even call it more like a technical demo.
Yeah,
but it sure looks good. I played it on the PS5.
Same.
I thought it looked really nice. I think there's a little bit of controversy about people being upset that it's coming out for the PS4 and Xbox One. I thought it looked really good though.
Well, in the textures though, you could tell when up close the textures are not as high resolution, and I wonder if it's because of
you're playing on a 1080p TV.
No, I played on a 4K TV. 4K. Okay. Yeah. No, I put. Yeah, I'm that 4K HDR, man. It's
yeah, it's good, right?
It's been nice. What can I say? Yeah. It looked good lighting wise and ambiance and all that, but there was definitely texture maps where I was like, I wonder if that's because of last gen technology that's kind of making
it could
space
be
requirements.
Like eventually, like there's a limit to how much space they could take up with texture maps though. Like, like eventually, especially with these new consoles, is like the PlayStation's got less than 900 gigs of storage on it, and the Xbox One doesn't have that much, or Xbox 4 doesn't have that much more. So how much of your hard drive space do you really want taken up by like textures like that? You're really only going to see a difference if you get like ultra close to the wall or something.
Yeah.
Although with this game, you were crawling around a lot.
Yeah, I felt like I noticed it a lot, and that's why I was like, I mean, I'm very excited to play Resident Evil. I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's going to be like, I loved 7. I know some people aren't really fans of it being first-person shooter or first-person perspective as opposed to the third person, but
There's no VR this time, which is kind of a bummer.
oh, that's too bad. Yeah, that would be a really cool VR experience.
But there is in Hitman. I forgot to mention that. There is VR in
right.
Hitman.
Did you try it?
No, I got to get an adapter for my PS5. So I haven't gotten that yet.
I continued.
I will definitely be doing that though, because I want to definitely experience the world of assassination in first-person mode.
Yeah, so the village demo was it was creepy. It's beautiful. You know, got me. I'm already excited to play more Resident Evil, so it didn't have to sell me on it or anything like that. Vampire women, pretty freaking creepy.
Yeah, man. The main lady has been getting quite a bit of attention online.
Yes.
People are quite bemused by her.
Yeah.
Apparently like 8 foot tall.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, technical demo.
Yeah, it looked nice. It reminded me a lot of the demo that they put out for RE7, where you were just kind of strapped in the chair. But I liked it. You know, you got to explore. You got to kind of get the feel for the game, kind of put you back in that Resident Evil kind of mindset, or that newer Resident Evil mindset, because these games, 7 and 8, are obviously a lot different than previous games. But I think that's okay. I think game series can move on. I think they get stale if they try and just do the same thing over and over again.
True.
You know, look at Halo.
I will say the inputs or like the movement and all that felt dated.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Okay. No, I didn't, but like it definitely felt like I was doing everything slow.
Yeah.
But you know, I kind of felt that's like it's a horror game, so they don't want you to be like super agile and like bouncing off of walls. There's no wall running for sure.
No, totally. But not in that sense, but in the sense of it just feeling like you were a position that was being shuttled back and forth through space as opposed to the movement of your body. Like,
did you get that feeling in Resident Evil 7?
I felt like it was better in Resident Evil 7. Again, it might just be that it's a technical demo. They haven't finished that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like if you go look at a mirror, you don't see yourself in the technical demo. So.
Yeah. Yeah, which is weird.
It's more spookiness.
I don't know. It whet my appetite for sure. That game's coming out in what, May?
Yeah, it's going to be a few months. I believe it's May. Yeah.
I like the bad guys. I like kind of the gimmick they got going on. That dungeon was real nasty.
It was, yeah. Disgusting.
Grody to the max, I'd say.
Eric, why didn't you play it, man?
I was a little bit busy, you know. My schedule has been mighty packed this week. You know, I really wanted to play the spooky game, but unfortunately, I'm a busy man.
Just can't do it.
I just can't do it. I'm afraid.
When can we look forward to episode 1 of your Let's Play?
Wow. Let me see. 10 years time.
All right.
The end of it is just fuck this and walks away.
It will just be like me, like looking at the floor the whole time, so you won't be able to see what's going on, so that I can avoid looking at
sweat
things.
Rolling down the forehead.
Yep. It'll be like literally, like sweaty head, and the camera will be me like hugging a corner, so I can just like avoid everything. It'll be world's worst.
Even the demo, I put on a TV show on my side monitor just so I had like something else to look at, like because it was scary. I thought it was scary.
Yeah.
You know, it does all the sounds and slamming door stuff and.
All about that jump scare, man. Especially when you get caught. You think, oh god, gotta run. And you're like slow. You keep on pushing the left stick because you don't know if you're actually activated run or not.
My wife does my laundry. It's super embarrassing when I give her stained underwear. So tomorrow, Cyber Shadow is coming out. You guys know about Cyber Shadow?
Yes.
Actually,
I was wondering when the date was.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. This is the new game. So actually, today, if you're listening to this podcast, it's the new game from Yacht Club Games, who are the guys who made Shovel Knight. And this is like if Shovel Knight is I don't know, like an ode to DuckTales, this is definitely an ode to Ninja Gaiden, right? It's a brand new game in that 8-bit style, but like, you know, 8-bit inspired, I would say, but like definitely, there's no way you can pull off a game like this on an actual like 8-bit console or even a 16-bit console.
It's stylistic.
Yeah, totally. It's also on sale right now, so if you do happen to pick it up now, it's like $5 off for launch. It's coming out on like everything, so whatever you have. I'm hoping that they do a physical copy, especially on the Switch. But this game looks so sick. For me, Ninja Gaiden is definitely one of my favorite like NES games.
What was it called again?
Cyber Shadow. And it's like it's totally got that look, and it looks like it's gonna have that feel to it. It really does. It looks badass, and like I'm super excited that it's like a level based game. It's not another roguelike. It's actually like a game you can play through, and like based on their history of Shovel Knight, like how good they made that game and how well they supported it over the years. I'm really excited for this.
This game looks great. I am definitely buying this.
Yeah. And it's $15 if you buy it now. It's $20 at launch.
Yeah.
Which is tomorrow or today if you're listening to this today. Or yesterday if you waited a day to listen to the podcast.
What platform do I want to get it on? Oh.
It seems like a Switch game to me.
Right now.
It just looks like a Switch game to me.
I've pre-purchased it on Switch. It's like, I've been obviously looking forward to this one as well. I love playing those kind of games on my Switch anyway. Like it's definitely, it's just like, I love Ninja Gaiden as well. So this one is, it looks.
This looks awesome. I can't wait.
Yeah, it made me boot up The Messenger. That game came out in what, like 2016, 2017? The Messenger. Do you guys remember that game?
Yeah, I actually haven't got around to playing that one yet. I downloaded it, but I haven't played it yet.
That one's got a twist where it starts off as like an 8-bit game, and then halfway through it takes a story twist and turns itself into a 16-bit game.
That's cool.
Yeah, which is kind of neat. But it didn't nail it as far as I was concerned on either one. So I'm hoping that this one does. And I've been looking forward to this for a while. I really think Yacht Club Games makes awesome games. Shovel Knight is fantastic, and all the stuff they did with Shovel Knight over the years.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm really excited about that.
Yeah,
one.
they had a ton of expansions with Shovel Knight.
Tons. Yeah. And you can buy like the complete collection of all that like at Best Buy for like $20.
Nice. It's worth it.
Like,
game.
It totally is. That's a ton of gameplay and really good gameplay.
Yeah. Cool. I'm definitely going to play that. Something else coming out this week.
What's that?
Medium, right?
Medium.
Never heard of it.
Books.
Both you guys going to play it through and through?
Wasn't that a TV
Lights
show
off?
from the early 2000s?
Yeah, it was, right?
I will prepare a gameplay part 1 for this week.
I think I'm just gonna watch Watts play it. I think Watts is planning on streaming it. I think that's gonna be my experience with this game. I think I'm just gonna, if I can't watch her live, I'm gonna watch her VODs of doing it.
There you go.
I think it'll be more fun for me to watch her be scared than to be scared myself.
True.
I don't really know much else about the game aside from the two worlds. You're a medium. There's a demon chasing you. I don't know what type of gameplay it is, or
I don't either.
The style.
I think it's got some puzzle elements because, like, I was reading the kind of description for the game today anyway, and it does say that like when you're switching between the two worlds, you'll use it to like solve some puzzles and stuff. So. I'm guessing it's going to kind of be one of those sort of like action adventure-y style sort of games. It's kind of got like the blend of combat and puzzle-y and stuff.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm excited to play it actually.
I mean, like, it's definitely not my kind of thing, but I like the concept of the whole sort of like Zelda two worlds switching kind of thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Zelda, like a game that obviously it comes out next month, but there is a demo out right now that I do need to play. But people are basically saying it's like it's kind of like a version of Four Swords, basically. It's called The Ruins of Tassos or Tassos or something like that. It's on Switch, but it's basically like a 4-player dungeon crawler. I think it is a roguelike, but it's basically kind of got those kind of Four Swords elements to it. So if you kind of want that sort of progressive, create a character, there's like different classes and stuff.
What was it called? Ruins of what? Funny.
I think it's Ruins of Tassos or Tassos, Tassos. I think it's got a longer name, but I think that's the
Rogue Heroes Ruins of Tassos?
That's it, Rogue Heroes, yes. Yeah. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks, it's one of those sort of top-down Zelda-esque games.
Yeah,
but there's a demo right now on the Switch, and it comes out in February. Yeah, so that's something to look forward to.
Does this have couch co-op?
I believe it does. I think it's local. I think it's local and online. I think.
Yo, this would be a fun couch co-op Switch game.
Yeah,
I like everything about this except that it's roguelike.
Ryder, you need to accept the reality of roguelike.
I did. I played a bunch of roguelikes. I got sick of them, and now I just want to beat a level in it to be done. I don't want to have to replay it every time I start the game up. I got bored of it.
Man, I loved Hades. I love Dead Souls. I'm all if it's done, when it's done good, it's really good.
I don't know why Hades never clicked with me, but it just didn't, man. And like that game, if you're seeing all the Game of the Year lists come out from all the different outlets, and it's like topping everybody's Game of the Year list.
Mm-hmm.
And like you almost get like a FOMO, like when you don't like a game that everybody loves. Like I kind of had that with not Resident Evil, Final Fantasy VII back in the day. Like it didn't click with me at all, and it just everybody has been talking about it for 25 years now. How good it is. I feel the same way about Hades. It just didn't click with me. I don't know why.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. So that's coming out.
But not to yuck anybody else's yum.
Oh, it's coming out next month. Yeah, the 23rd of February. At least that's what it says on Steam for the Rogue Heroes Ruins of Tassos.
That's the one. That's the one.
Cool. Is there anything else coming out this week?
Don't think so. No. I think that's it.
Yeah. Good stuff. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed Hitman.
Yes. Yeah. Same.
I'm hoping it gets patched. I really can't wait to start getting into now that I finished the story, to get into like the real Hitman game, which is like all the going back to those levels, learning all the different assassinations, finding all the cool stuff. Yeah. Like because you start unlocking different weapons, different ways of killing people that are really fun.
It's impossible to do all the side missions too, right? The first time you go, like you have to do multiple playthroughs for that. Yeah.
Some of them are exclusive. Like some of them are like kill a person by putting them in a wine press, kill a person by, electrocution, and like you can't do both. You can only kill a person one time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Can I as well? Like it used to be a thing. I think that's how it happens in this one as well. I remember in the old Hitman games, if you wanted a weapon to be added to your collection, you had to literally leave the mission with the weapon in your hand.
Oh, really?
That happens in this one, but like in the not in this Hitman 1, 2, and 3, but in the original ones, like if you wanted to like unlock that sniper, you would find it, and you have to make sure you exit the mission.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that now.
I think you can do that with this one. So like sometimes there'll be some mission like I found in the vineyard mission, I found like a rifle up in the attic, and I was like, well, I put it in a briefcase and wanted to take it with me, but then I put the briefcase down and the guard took it. I was like, oh, thanks.
Briefcase. That's what was missing from Hitman 3.
Yes.
There was no.
You gotta unlock it. You gotta find it.
But there's no homing briefcase.
Oh, it's there.
Yeah.
You have to find it.
Does it do the same thing as Hitman 2?
Yes, it does. All the weapons do. Like everything.
Okay, cool.
Like I've been using the killer bananas a lot. Like because it seems like in every level there's a banana. And
I use a coconut.
A coconut is good too. Does it make what is the sound of the coconut hitting somebody? Because my favorite part of the banana is the ridiculousness of it, but a coconut could be good.
I think it cracks in half and you're going to use it once.
Oh, okay. So the banana is great because if you knock somebody out, it says non-lethal on the banana, but if you knock somebody out first and then throw the banana, that motherfucker's a dead man. That is a lethal banana.
Some high potassium.
Overdose.
Yeah, potassium overdose. That's amazing.
Right.
Yeah,
I wish Watts was here because I can't wait to hear her talk about Medium. Like that game, I think that's really the game she's been looking forward to.
Well, I think next week then we're gonna have a full discussion about Medium and get Eric's in-depth, moment-to-moment, heart-pounding experience.
I will. I'll relay the experience. Yeah.
I wonder how scary it's actually going to be, because if it's like Control scary, I can handle it. If it's Resident Evil scary, I can handle it. But if it gets into like, what was that? Shit, I always forget the name of this game. What's that?
PT or Silent Hill?
PT I thought was pretty scary, to be honest with you. Like that was a little over the top for me. Like I finished it, but I didn't like it. I feel like it starts with it came out early in the Xbox 360. Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some games are too scary for me.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode, right?
I think so. It was weird not having chat, wasn't it?
Yeah, we got to fix that up so we can have
Like when we can't remember the
live
name of
experience.
something. I don't know. When I can't remember the name of something, I often start like elongating my sentence and looking at chat to tell me what I'm.
Oh, damn.
Chat fills in the
The
immediate
gaps
Google
in knowledge.
All right. Well, that's SideQuest episode number 78, the Hitman experience episode. Thank you very much for listening and watching, whether it's on YouTube or on the podcast syndication places. Shout out to our Patreon members for supporting the shows, and also shout out to our Twitch members as well, Twitch subs for supporting this show. We do appreciate all of you guys. Eric's, where can people find you?
Over on YouTube at Eric Gaming, or over on Twitter at Eric's, where this week I will be. I don't even know what is this week. I don't even know what's going on this week.
The end of January.
Yeah, exactly. No games. I'll go back. I'll play some more Hitman. That's what I'll do.
Yes, Hitman's on the order, right? Briar, what are you gonna be doing this week?
I'm going to be calling Apple to figure out how to replace my Apple EarPods Pro, and also complain about my Notes app is like missing notes. Like it's just like I'll write a note in my Notes app and it'll be gone the next time I look in it, and it's really annoying.
That's not good.
Like, no. So I'm going to be doing that, along with dumb stuff on Twitter at the Briar Rabbit, and I posted a lot of pictures of Crocs in Hitman this week.
Nice.
Amazing.
If you want to talk to me, you can talk to me at Teft on Twitter. And I'm also going to be doing a Hitman 3 review on YouTube. I'm officially starting up reviews. I did a top 5 video for 2020. I'm
doing a top 10 video of 2020.
Top 10? Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is there
twice as good as Tefty's?
I'm going to go top 20.
Twice the games. Oh, Eric's going top 20. Oh,
that's
my
too
God.
Much. That's too far. You've gone too far.
It was a fun video to get back into for doing YouTube stuff. So I'm looking forward to making more.
It was a good video.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing reviews, and streams are like a bit on a pause right now because I'm figuring out schedule wise. It's tough doing YouTube and streaming because of the energy. You need a team, don't you? Of 5 people minimum.
100%.
All right, so that's the episode. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time. See you next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.